This is Carrie Bernstein. I'm the Executive Director at Stand for Animals Veterinary Clinic, and we're here today for the second episode of our new live webcast called The Fix. And today we're going to give you a little bit of inside skinny about what goes on here at the clinic every day. And I have with me a little teeny kitten, yet unnamed, whose mama came in today to be fixed. And this is actually a very unusual little kitty, in addition to the fact that she's super cute. She's an orange marmalade cat, which are honestly the sweetest cats. We could have a poll and everybody could weigh in on who they like the most, but I had an orange marmalade kitty named Leo right there, and he was the sweetest guy ever. But what's very uncommon about this little kitty is that most orange marmalade cats are boys, and this happens to be a girl, which Dr. Welch, who's our medical director, says means that she will probably be super feisty. And as you can see, she definitely has a lot of opinions about what's happening today. But I thought she'd be a really fun little show and tell, but to get everything started. So today what we're going to do is we're going to meet one of our patients who's here. We're going to meet a little kitty named Minnie. And we have Austin with us, who's going to be our little field reporter today. And he's going to interview some of our technicians and Dr. Welch and talk to them a little bit about why they wanted to be involved with us and what they care about here at the clinic. So that's kind of the overview of what we're going to do. And don't forget, if you're watching, to make sure to send us questions. You can use the chat box to do that, and we'll be happy to respond to them in real time. And we also just want to give a little plug for our episode next week. We're going to have a sort of Ask the Doctor segment, and you guys can be thinking about questions that you'd like to ask our medical director, and we'll do a live interview with her next week, specifically geared to answer any question that you might have. So we're going to kick off today's webcast with Austin. Austin, are you ready? And Austin's got a kitty named Minnie with him, and he's going to tell you a little bit about her story. Austin?
Yeah, thanks, Carrie. So we are here in one of our exam rooms at our Charlotte location, and Cheyenne, a wonderful tech that we have here, is helping us today because, like you said, we have Minnie, who is a wonderful kitty. And what's special about Minnie is that she actually has 3 legs. But she was a community cat, and rarely are community cats wonderful and friendly because typically they're kind of distrusting. But Minnie is an exception, so she's super friendly. She is up for adoption, and her foster has her here today for vaccines. And she, as you can tell, she's very, very friendly. She loves scratches. And so she has 3 legs, like I mentioned earlier. Docs have kind of determined that that is a birth defect, so she was born with it. And she is not slowed down by it at all, obviously, you can tell. And like I said, she is up for adoption, and I think she's at the Noda Cat Cafe. Just kind of chilling most of the days. Today she kind of got a little field trip, but yeah.
Great. Well, that's awesome. And Minnie was brought in by North Mech Animal Rescue, which is one of the rescue groups that we partner with. We provide services for them to help them promote their mission of adopting as many animals as they can. And you can click on the link below to get to their website to look at the Cat Cafe. And if you're interested possibly in adopting Minnie, that will give you the opportunity to do that. So today, basically, we wanted to give you a little bit of background. Last week, we kicked off with the episode about Angel Day, which is when we were fixing pit bulls for free through a grant with the Stand Up for Pits Foundation. And we really wanted to bring that to you live because it was sort of a special event in the clinic. But today, what we want to do is just take a little step back and introduce ourselves, give you a little bit of background about why we are doing what we're doing. So the clinic started back in 2011. And we started as Spay Neuter Charlotte. And basically the concept behind Spay Neuter Charlotte was the idea that if we could provide resources for affordable spay and neuter, it would help decrease the number of dogs and cats being euthanized at the shelter. And that was really the driving force behind starting the clinic. And we knew that there were folks out in the community who needed that resource in order to fix their pet. And what we found was that we were right on in terms of our assumption. The need was huge, and within a very short period of time, we had opened a second clinic in Pineville, North Carolina, and then 2 years ago, we opened a third clinic up in Lake Norman because we had such demand for affordable spay-neuter. And today is a Thursday, we are actually doing spay-neuter in all 3 of our clinics. And throughout the 3-clinic system, we're going to fix about 120 animals today. And our grand total since we opened 7.5 years ago is 82,500 dogs and cats. And so, yeah, that's a pretty astounding number. And what we have seen is that the death rate at the shelter has decreased by more than 50% since we started doing this kind of work. So there's no question that what we're doing is having an impact and is making a difference. And that's really why we got started. But along the road of doing spay-neuter, what we found was that so many of our clients weren't able to afford to do any kind of veterinary care for their dog or cat. And they were asking us, can you help vaccinate? Can you help us with testing? We got calls every day for what can you do to help us with sick pets? And so as we listened to our clients, we felt like we had to respond to their need. And we very slowly sort of started to take on more and more of the veterinary care side of animal medicine. And, we started out doing just vaccines and testing. And now fast forward years later, we're sort of now we're a full service veterinary practice. So we're able to treat sick clients and patients. Well, not sick clients, sick patients. And we're also able to follow patients if they have some kind of an ongoing issue. And what makes us different is we are not by far a concierge medical practice. We are looking to do things in an affordable way, which means we have to be efficient. And we also see probably a lot more patients than a private practice would see. But it's all geared to provide the best care that we can provide, the highest quality care, but we're trying everything in our power to practice practical medicine, which means that we're making it affordable for our clients to come in, because we believe everybody should have the opportunity to own a pet and that they should be able to provide care for that pet and have the resources to do that. So person who's been very instrumental in our growth and all of our success is our medical director, Dr. Elizabeth Welch, and she's been with us since 2012, and she has helped shepherd our way from this little spay-neuter operation on North Davidson Street to what we are today, 3 clinics across the region. And today we're going to have Austin talk to Elizabeth a little bit about why she decided to leave private practice medicine and come on with us. Austin?
Yeah, Carrie, I'm here with the wonderful Dr. Welch. And why don't you go ahead and start telling us exactly what Carrie asked us? Why did you leave primary practice?
So I think every veterinarian wants to help animals, and I think every veterinarian is helping animals, but I wanted something a little bit more. I wanted to be able to reach as many people as possible and also be able to give access to everyone so that anybody, no matter what your money class or whatever, should be able to own an animal and be able to experience the love of that pet.
Elizabeth, what do you find is the most gratifying part of the work that you do here at Stand for Animals?
We're reaching everyone. I think we have a different niche than most of our private practices because we're able to offer the affordable prices. So lower cost, we see more patients, we hear more stories, we're able to help more animals in general. And that's very gratifying, and the fact that nobody's having to make a choice between euthanasia and fixing their pet now.
And do you have a particular story about a client or a patient that's touched your heart or was funny? One of the things about the work we do is when you're dealing with people and their pets, there's always something going on here. And we always enjoy hearing the stories from our clients and interacting with their pets. So is there something in particular that you can share with everybody? They'll give them a little insight into kind of the work that we do.
Yeah, we have the success and happy stories every single day. We're able to take an animal that is super sick and be able to fix it. Whether there's an infection in their uterus, we're able to get them in the same day and spay them. And that animal has a new lease on life versus rescuing an animal from a shelter that has a bad fractured leg that never healed appropriately. We were able to amputate that dog's leg, and now he is in a loving and happy home with the rest of his life to enjoy.
That's awesome. And, you know, the little kitty that I showed today is another kind of example of how we kind of operate. So one of our technicians actually brought in the mama and the 4 kittens, and we're going to fix the mom today, and then we're going to try to find home from the 4 kittens. I believe Elizabeth is going to take 2. Are you taking 2, Elizabeth?
My household may end up with 2 more kittens after it's all said and done today. It's definitely hard to say no to cute, fluffy, anything. And I don't want people to have to make decisions. So if somebody sees something and they know that they can provide a loving and healthy home for that, I'm going to give them the means to be able to do that.
Awesome. And I actually would like to sneak one home myself, but I'm afraid that maybe my husband would divorce me if I bring another animal into the house. So now we're going to move on and talk to one of our technicians who has just started working with us this year. And her name is Cheyenne, and Austin's going to talk to her a little bit about why she is here with us. And she worked in private practice before she came to us. And I think, actually, as you can see from the remote, they're trying to find Cheyenne. She's working on the veterinary side today. Austin?
Yes, she's staying very busy, so we are trying to locate her as things happen, especially when you're working in our kind of business. So give me just 2 more seconds, Carrie.
So we have, in the clinic, we have 9 full-time veterinary doctors, and then we also have veterinary assistants who assist the doctors doing surgery, who help us with our appointments, who are kind of the doctor's right-hand people throughout the day, helping them provide veterinary care. And Cheyenne is one of the folks who came on when we grew into the new space in Charlotte on 32nd Street. Austin, have you found her yet?
We found her finally. Woo! How you doing, Cheyenne?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. So I think Carrie has some questions for you, so I'm going to sign off to her.
So Cheyenne, are you there? I see you. Okay, so tell us a little bit about why you wanted to come to work for Stand for Animals.
So I've worked in a private practice before, as well as emergency medicine, and was very intrigued with the nonprofit practice model. And so I thought I'd apply and give it a chance, and I really love it so far.
And what is it that you love the most about the work that you're doing here versus what you did when you were in private practice or doing emergency medicine?
Just really like the outreach that you have within the community, and you're really able to help a lot more people, especially with financial issues and concerns. You're able to get people in, and just the impact that you can see, and they keep coming back, and the word is spread throughout the community, which is really great. And it's just a very nice environment to be in.
And what is something that's kind of surprised you about being with us versus, you know, another experience that you've had previously?
It's really the family dynamic and the teamwork that's here. You know, it's everyone's very communicative, and we share ideas and always improving and constantly changing, and how to really help other people and how to make the workplace a better place for us to be at throughout the day. And so it's really just, you know, how we work together and communicate, and we really all care.
And is there a client that's or a patient that you've interacted with that you feel like people would want to kind of hear their story?
Yeah, so there's actually one more recently, this past summer. A client was unable to help their poor baby with an amputation on one of their legs, was unable to care for them. The wound was just not healing. So we actually took the patient in, and we covered all the costs for them. I fostered the patient for a little bit, and now the patient is living perfectly happy with another technician here and is living out the rest of his life, all healed and ready to go. And the owner still gets photos and has visitation, and it's a great relationship that we've established with them.
Thanks, Cheyenne. And thanks, Austin, for being our person out in the field, you know, interviewing everybody. And that's just a small example of the folks that we have here working at Stand for Animals. All of our personnel, whether it's on the administrative side or on the medical side, are people who truly believe in the mission that we're trying to accomplish, which is to make it possible for every pet owner to have care and to be able to afford that care and have access to care. So we hope you enjoyed today. And don't forget, next week on The Fix, we're going to be doing an Ask Elizabeth segment, which is when we basically answer any real questions that you might have about your pet, and it'll be really fun. So make sure that you go to the chat box and ask some questions between now and next week so we can have some idea about what people want to learn about. And then during the episode next week, which will be next Wednesday at about, I think, 12 or 12:30, we'll also be answering questions in real time. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about this. We want to become a household name. So tune in next week for The Fix next Wednesday. Have a good day.